Hello, Aries. How are you? Hope everyone is doing well. I apologize for the lateness of this, and I'm actually just going to do kind of a quick reading, middle of the week, from now until September 1st, or August 31st. My life will, peace, thank God. My life will calm down after, calm down a little bit because my daughter goes back to college this Friday, and so I'll be around more frequently for a little bit. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the cards. I'm gonna do just overall energy, pull a bunch of tarot cards, and then do some advice for what's left of this week. I guess we'll say starting today, August 26th, 2025. So from now until the 31st, what is the overall energy for my Aries? Okay, poised. So if my voice is a little bit down, I'm not trying to be interesting. Every time I come back from vacation, where the air is clear and I come back to Milan, I always get bronchitis in September because our air here is just absolute garbage. So that's what you're listening to. The poised card is like about to, getting ready to. She is got everything ready to get on stage and take her, get on that pedestal and shine. So this is a very nice energy. Talks about feeling, that you should be seeing signs that, not that things are coming to a head, but that there's movement, that you're ready to make that choice, or ready to take center stage, or ready to be visible. You feel emotionally, energetically, you're aligned and you feel ready. Let's go ahead and get some cards here from now until the 31st. And give me just a little story. All right, Tower. Yeah, I was going to say kind of like past, present, future energy. Let's just see where this goes. Tower card. What else for the people watching this video from now until... Okay, two major arcanas. The World. Right? So Tower moment, causing the end of a chapter, end of an era. Something really wrapping up. Oh my God, guys. Another major arcana, Empress. So really coming out of sort of a dark, difficult, turbulent period. Lots of upheavals. Lots of changes tossed on your head. You may have had to move. You may have had a breakup. There's some sort of surprise. I've had actually a lot of surprises in friends' health recently, which has been disturbing. But this shake-up period may have caused an end of an era, as I said. It may also be that the shake-up period is coming to a close and moving into a far more abundant chapter, right? That whatever it was that was causing you all this strife and all this energy, my God, more major arcana. You're watching me shuffle, right? The Hermit. That'd be funny if they all come out major arcana. I'm just going to do a little reading and there are all these like major cards. After this turbulent moment here, an end of a chapter, could be the end of the turbulent moment. Something needed to be pulled out of your system, like turning the soil kind of thing, in order to create a moment of abundance. Now we have the Hermit here, so I want to see what comes after the Hermit to see what it means. Okay. 9 of Wands. I'll go ahead and get a couple more cards. Ace of Pentacles. Say 2 more. 10 of Swords. Another major arcana. The Lovers. Another 9. No, sorry, 8. And then the Hierophant. Okay, so interesting, because up until here, they kind of alternate good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, right? They switch it up at a certain point. There's sort of these 2 good here. So we have this very turbulent time here, things coming to a close or chapters coming to a close. You really holding the power because you have the scepters here, which she does again here. And he does again here, and he does again here, and he does again here, right? So there's a lot of, whereas here you were out of control, the next cards that follow up until here have you front and center making a lot of decisions, making a lot of choices, right? And understanding that there's something that has potential to grow. And really reflecting on what that might look like, right? Even though you still feel a little battle weary and gun shy, right? Like, is this going to happen again? If I do this thing that makes me feel really abundant, that I love, that's going to bring me love and a sense of creation and beauty and birth, creativity in its sense. And this can be actual pregnancy, which is weird because I heard a whole bunch of Aries readings. I listen myself, obviously. And they were all talking about pregnancy, and I was like, that's so weird that it keeps coming up. So it has to be the same card. Obviously, that's not going to relate to everybody. You know, for some of us, it's just not interesting or not in the cards, quite literally. But something that you could birth, metaphorically, that would bring you a great sense of abundance. And you were starting to really reflect on what that might look like, or how it might look. Or what is it that would bring me this sense? Even though in the shadows there was this fear of, like, if I set myself up again, is this going to happen again? And then we have kind of this up and down here where there is like a start and a stop. So we have a start, a stop, a big choice, fear, unfounded fear, and then commitment, right? That at the end of the day, the choice is to commit. Or the way forward is to commit. Despite your concerns and your, like, oh God, it's a Carpe Diem kind of energy here. That despite the ups and downs, and despite the potential, like here, this is anxiety because it's mental. Despite the fear, you're actually ready to take that step. And that's what this card is all about. And it's one of those, you know, fear is, what is it? Like, fear is not the, or courage is not the absence of fear. It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And that's kind of what I'm getting from this, that the fear is still present here very visibly, and a deep-seated concern that this is going to happen again. But, you know, the last corner of concern is the Eight of Swords, which is she does that to herself. And underneath the Hermit, interestingly enough, is, you know, self-induced. So if you can kind of get these thoughts under wrap, or just kind of like the universe has shook you up so much in the past that the 10 of Swords now, the 9 of Wands, the 8 of Swords feels like a joke, because you're like, I mean, I went through this and I'm still standing. I went through this and I'm fine. So what's the little 10 of Swords amongst friends, right? And at the end of the day, that's what I'm seeing here, is that at the end of the day, given the choice to start something new, you decide to commit. Even though in the shadows, or put them like this, even though in the shadows there's profound concern that it's not going to work out and it's going to take you out. But even if it takes you out, it's not going to take you out the way it was in the past, right? So either way, it's an evolution forward. And it could be something very creative, very interesting, very beautiful, that makes you very happy, that you've been thinking about for a long time, you know, that you've been searching for a long time. Something really important and meaningful to you has a chance to come into your life right now. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It doesn't have a chance to come into your life now. You have a chance to create it, because the power is in your hands, right? It talked about in your hands, 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 in your hands. The choice is yours here. And you choose to commit. So let's see what the final energy is here. Okay. Let's see. All right, pleasure. Let me see what this is. Oh, let's see, my camera focus is working. Sometimes it's like sleepy. So let me read this to you. Okay. Savor your life, each and every part of it. Take pleasure in slowing down and experiencing each of your senses. Taste your food with full gusto. Inhale the scents of the world around you. Enjoy the colors and textures of your life. This is truly a stop and smell the roses card. Embrace your sensuality. Move in a languid way. Let pleasure be your password into every intimate part of your life. Oh dear. Allow your life to be less about being productive and more about enjoying each moment with verve. And a radiant energy will flow through you in all directions in life. That's interesting. And that may be what this was, you know, kind of like hustle culture, like you committed to overworking or overdoing, being so productive that at the end of the day, it just actually like drove you nuts, or something, working to create some sense of solidity, right? False sense of security. Uranus through Taurus got totally blown up. My poor Taurus friends. This, I gotta say, you know, Uranus in Aries is one thing because we're kind of little devils ourselves. But a Taurus who is just so committed to stability and constancy and safety, this has just been such, every single Taurus I know has just been absolutely devastated by this transit. So, you may have had what's felt like the firmaments of your security ripped out from you, but this actually freed you up to enjoy life a little bit more freely, right? A little less burdened by what you produce, what you make, and more into how you feel. And so we have poised and pleasure here. So yeah, I would say right now it looks like what it's saying is that putting fears and concerns in the background and making a choice to commit to something that has a lot of potential, but as this card said, is more connected to potentially like I feel like it's more connected to your creative instincts right now. If you are like, I'm thinking of being, very experimental, or I want to try this, or I haven't had a boyfriend, or I've been in a relationship for a long time and ended, and now I just want to like have fun. Whatever creative means to your current moment of time. Could be, I'm going to have a baby. Could be, I'm going to enjoy loose relationships. Could be, I'm going to enjoy time with myself. Whatever that feeling of abundance and creativity, making some new energy, right, of something that can exist in the world outside of you. Could be writing, could be painting, could be babies, could be just sex, could be food, could be whatever you want. This is going to be different for every single one of us. It's asking you to kind of commit to that right now. But like a Carpe Diem on that creativity, on that creative energy, and then committing to it and seeing where it takes you. Okay, this ended up being a hell of a lot longer than I planned. Hope this was helpful. See you on Sunday. Take care.